And I go out once a week and make myself feel good by doing good deeds. That's what they're going to tell you. But this idea of missional is always associated. Let me bring it back up here. Remember, this is the Virgin Network. And the word verge, let me explain what the word verge is. Okay? The word verge is part of the word converge. Now, I'll have you know that I am on top of the game this week. I have already recorded the Watchman broadcast for next week. And this word convergence came up today in the recording. Do you remember back in 1982? Back in 1982. I was still a young sprout then. And I'm not too old today. But back in 1982, I remember hearing on the news that there was going to be what was called a harmonic convergence. That all of the planets were all going to be on the same side of the sun. I think it was March 10th, 1982. And I remember that date because that is my sister's birthday. And so anyway, all the planets were going to converge, okay? And supposedly that, there was concern that there would be tidal waves, earthquakes, kind of like the whole Elenin thing, okay? And which didn't happen. But anyway, because, supposedly the gravitational pull and blah, 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 all this stuff that was going to happen, and it never happened. What I didn't know was that there was a New Age idea behind this, is that this was supposedly to be a sign of the New Age movement to the New Agers that that the age of Aquarius was going to kickstart on that day. Didn't happen. There have been other planetary harmonics taking place, and that's what they call it, harmonic convergence. But really what it has to do is this New Age philosophy that says one of these days the stars are going to converge, okay, kind of like two roads that converge upon one another and become one road. This idea that the stars, the heavens, the angelic creatures, the aliens, the ascended brethren, and all this stuff, that they're going to converge down upon planet Earth and connect with us and converge, and we'll all be this yin and this yang thing. Okay? That's what converge means. So I want to bring this up. Now, this is a quote-unquote Christian or pseudo-Christian conference called Verge 12. The website is interesting because it is the Virgin Network. And what that means is, literally, it means they're going to converge in your genes. Okay? Not your Levi's, okay, or your overalls, but in your genetic structure, literally in your DNA. They're going to mingle in your DNA. This is coming out of the church now. And I want you to notice as you look at this, the Verge has 3 lines through it. Okay? Hang on. I'll let our beaver show you these 3 lines again. Let's see. Where are you? Where are you? There you are, right there. As above, so below. The 3 fingers. Okay? That mark always denotes a triple helix. Okay? It always denotes that when you have 3 lines like that, or a triangle or anything like that. That's what that's all about. And you can go to this website and look at some of this stuff, but you'll see all the phrases like missional and community. In fact, there is a video link at the bottom of this website. A guy by the name of Alan Hirsch has a video called Communitas, Not Community. Communitas is the community, the brotherhood. Think about that. Okay, the brotherhood that is born out of an adventure, an ordeal, a challenge, or a mission. Alan Hirsch shares more in this video. And what this is just basically all New Age philosophy being pushed inside the church, but it's this idea of community. And let me explain this. So this is why all of these churches now have gone to, we're no longer First Baptist Church. We are Exploration Community Church, okay? Or we're Paradigm Shift Community Church. Or any number, Cross Point, okay? Cross Point. You will never see, well, I don't know, you will never see the Pentagram Community Church. Okay, you'll never see that, but the concept is there. That's what a cross point is, by the way. The word community doesn't mean that it's located inside of a little township. That's what it used to mean, okay, back 75 years ago. But the word community now, there's variations of this. There is communitarianism. There is communism. And they are all variations of this idea of community. And by the way, this is what is driving the Wall Street protests that are going on right now. They are saying, down with capitalism! Down with capitalism! Now, I know that capitalism has its faults. There is greed and corruption inside of capitalism. Okay? But, at least with capitalism, everyone has an equal opportunity to be greedy and corrupt. Okay? When you have communism, you do not eliminate greed and corruption. You just centralize it with a very teeny tiny group of people. Okay? At least with capitalism, anybody in America can be greedy and corrupt. Okay? But when you have communism, you only have just this little bitty group at the top, who are the greedy ones and the corrupt ones. Okay? And if communism never worked, never has, never will. You have to make it look like something else in order for it to work. You have to change it. But pure communism doesn't work. It didn't work in Russia. And the Russian workers had a saying: as long as the government pretends to pay us, we'll pretend to work. Okay? It doesn't work. Because it gave this promise to the working man that if the working man wanted a fair shake in life, you should let the government take over all the greedy businesses. That way the government would give out all the money to everybody. That's not true. That's not what's going to happen. What's going to happen is when the government takes over everything, those people who are running the government are going to own everything. And they will pay you something. And you'll get as much pay as this guy over here. Whether you work or he works, it doesn't matter. Okay? That's what communism is. But communitarianism and the community idea is this idea that we all have to come together. Have you ever heard that phrase before? You know, really, for Jesus to do something in this world, we all have to come together. That's not biblical. That is not Bible-based gospel. It's not. Okay? God does not need everybody's cooperation to do what he wants to do. Remember, Mystery Babylon, God broke Rahab in pieces. He busted it up. Think about the Tower of Babel. He scattered everybody everywhere. Why? So that they couldn't come together and get something done. God is the one who did that. God is the one who scattered everybody. So that's why, I tell you what, I'm already fired up. That's why if you study all the mystery religions, whether they're from Greece, Rome, Sumeria, Egypt, Babylon, China, Japan, doesn't matter. They never get their story straight about who their God is and how he died and how he did this and how he did that. They don't even say his name. You know, his name is different in every culture. So it's a mixed up bag of mystery religions that you sort of get this now. You sort of get the idea of what the mystery is by combining all the different mystery religions and kind of sorting them through. Isn't that what's exactly being done in churches nowadays when they have, different mystery Bibles everywhere, and they give this idea we can best discern what God is really saying by looking at all of these translations, even though they contradict one another, but looking at all of these different translations, and then we can hear the voice of God somehow. He's going to sort it all out and tell us the truth, as opposed to just having one Bible in one language, and everybody has the exact same Bible, okay? They're telling you, oh, we need to have 15 Bibles. We need to have more Bibles. The more the merrier. The more translations the merrier. That way we can hear the voice of God in all this jumbled up mess. And so the idea is that the mystery religion, the beast, he's been broken in pieces. His religion has been scattered all over the place. And the idea is that we need to bring everybody back together. Because after all, everybody knows we do worship the same God. Okay, we all worship the same God. He's just called different names, and they all lead back to the same God. And so let's get everybody together. We need everybody's cooperation. You all need to be in the community, the brotherhood. Okay? How is it that everybody can be in the same brotherhood? How can that happen? You all have the same daddy. Okay? Y'all have the same daddy. And so Jesus said, ye are of your father, Luke. I am your father. Ye are of your father, the devil. Okay? That's how everybody gets to be brothers. Okay? And so that's what community is, and communitarianism and communitas and whatever name they call it, that's what it is. It's everybody having the same Father, and everybody must join the community. And the idea is that if one person isn't saved, then none of us should be. Okay? When you apply communitarianism or communism into civil society, it basically says if one person earns $28 an hour, then everybody should earn $28 an hour. And see, we get this, when we were we'd bring candy to class, and the teacher would say, unless you have enough for everybody, you shouldn't have any of that. Okay? Why not? Why not? Does God look upon mankind and say, I'm sorry, but unless all of you are going to be saved, I can't save any of you. I am glad that I do not serve a communitarian God. I don't. That's not the God that I have. Okay? But anyway, check this website out. Virgin. What was it called again? The Virgin Network.org. VERGENETWORK.org. And you'll get your eyes open. Okay? And so if your church is telling you, hey, we have a new program, we're going to go missional, okay? We're going to make you work. You have to. If you don't work, you're not saved. Okay? If you're not working in the homeless shelter 3 times a week and giving all of your money to them, everybody knows you're not saved. Okay? That's where you're headed. If you're in that church, that's where you're headed. And you either whatever influence you have in your congregation, you either send it packing along with the guys that brought it in, or just plan on packing up, because you're not going to be welcome there once you go against the program. You see, that's the idea. And Rick Warren pushes this in the porpoise-driven life, in the porpoise-driven church. He basically says if any of the old folks in the church start bucking against the program, send them walking. Get them out. Okay? And I know a lady down in, western Arkansas. And she they got a new pastor, and I happen to know this guy. Okay, got a new pastor, and